That's so good. And I guess that's where this is the reason why we kind of threw this together. Myself, I've been on the journey of golf for about 25 years now, so I started playing when I was about 12 years old. Just fell in love with the just hitting of the golf ball. It's something that you can do by yourself. It's something that you can do with mates. You know, so I just found, you know, fell in love with the game that way. As I grew up, Tiger Woods was coming into the scene there. So this was the late 90s, early 2000s. And then just trying to mimic everything that he was doing, to the grip, the stance, the swing, everything, and then realised that I'm not black and 6 foot, and that was the end of that. So, you know, and then as I was growing up, you know, always, you know, practice a lot and things like that, but always thought, oh, okay, the next thing, you know, when I finish school, I'm going to have all of this time to then practice, and then, you know, gain access to all these resources and things like that. My dad unfortunately passed away when I was 12, so I was 18. School was finished, had all the time in the world, and then I had inheritance sitting there behind me as well. So I literally had no excuse. I was getting golf lessons weekly by Grant Field, so Cameron Smith's current coach, on a weekly basis. It still wasn't improving, and well, I would have gone through that journey for about 6 years before I went, hang on a minute, something's not quite right. I've got all the time, I've got all the money, I've got all the coaches there, everything, like strength and conditioning, mental performance coaches, you name it. I was throwing everything at it. Equipment, latest equipment. Like I was the kid that was walking up with brand new drivers every week to go, this has got to be the secret. I was that kid. You know, so now, you know, by the time that kind of come around, I was 23. And I went, okay, I've got to do something, because I was filling my time up. I didn't spend all of my inheritance on golf. It was on drinking and going out and all these other things that come when you turn 18. And then, yeah, maybe, not denying it. So about the age of 23, I embarked on a journey to do the traineeship. So PGA traineeship is a 3-year traineeship. There's a combination of playing requirements, there's an academic element there as well, and then there's also the full-time job. And that was a shock to me. I've never had a full-time job to start off with. So all of a sudden, I've had all of this time, and then now, you know, all the luxury of money and whatever, now I'm limited to a trainee wage. All the time's disappeared, but all of a sudden my quality of practice actually went up. You know, because I didn't have an abundance of time and an abundance of money and resources and things like that. So I think that the moral of the story is that if you keep looking for those things, and then if we have too much of it, it's actually not actually sustainable. So if we can just use small chunks, and then whatever you guys can do, whether it's one practice session a week or a month or whatever, but if we can do that on a consistent basis over a longer period of time, you will improve. Yep, because there is no magical cure out there. I'm sorry to break it to you, but there is no magical cure out there. There's no quick fix out there. It's definitely in the journey of the progress. And the fact that, you know, I got, you know, Rick, I've known him since I was that 12-year-old, you know, running around at Twin Waters there, a 40-something year veteran when it comes to the PGA, still learning about the game. I think that's a true testament, you know, on what this game is all about. The love behind it, and then wanting to then go out and reach out and then find what that missing link is. So I've partnered up with Jamie and Colin. So Jamie's our mental performance coach, directly across the road there. Colin, he just stumbled through the door a couple of years ago, and then diving into it, finding out that his history behind it as well, same thing, you know, started golf as a young age, got a wealth of knowledge when it comes to this game of golf. I haven't come across anybody that knows the game of golf more than what Colin does. So between three of us, we've created this, what we call the cheat sheet. So ultimately, there's an element of knowledge where we are limited to the knowledge. If we want to, you know, grow as a human being, no matter what that context is, the more knowledge we have, the more opportunity we then have to then actually convert it into a skill. So this is where I come into play, utilising, you know, the TrackMans, things like that, is then turning it into a skill. Again, if I had the opportunity to wind back the time, I would be spending all my time in here. Yep, and it would probably be equivalent to about an hour in here is about probably 6-7 hours on the actual driving range. So very, very efficient on the practice element there. And then to finish off the night, we're going to have Jamie talking about the mental element there. We are all a little bit mental, so hopefully we can then, you know, find some kind of focus in behind it, wrap it all together, and then at the end of the night we'll have a little Q&A, and then is it okay if I offer you guys something at the end?
Yes,
it's
sir.
a passing gift. Sweet. Awesome.
Sounds good.
All right, so I want to introduce Colin to the stand.
Yeah, Cole.
Thanks for Tommy.
Thank you. Chuck that on.
Yes. Thanks, Jamie, for that enthusiastic applause.